And now we come to the second bit of our program. We start with the small reflections of what it has been so far and share some of the highlights. And then we announce the scores, followed by some testimonials from our own partners and our participants here. So that's the flow. Dan, over to you.
So just curious, Growth Africa, are they?
No, no, Dan, they're not presenting today. So they can't join in.
Okay, so that means it's my turn, huh?
Yes. Dan, just want to let you know time. So I'll have to stop you also in case we run over.
Go ahead and try that. I'd like to see how that works out. That's gonna be a lot of fun.
Good luck, Pratna.
So I have to find my screen, which I cannot, sadly. Let's do this one more time here. I'm going to share screen. Yeah. Very strange. I do not have my sharing my screen is not functioning here. So
does that need to be enabled, Pratna?
No, it's enabled. Dan, you want to share the slides with me? I could share screen if needed.
Yeah, I am just curious why. Let's see if I can do something here.
Yeah, we can see the screen. Be careful, Dan.
You can see everything.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Oh my God. But you don't see the main screen.
We see it very small. Yeah.
It's one of the windows that we see. Yeah.
All right, we're going to do this one more time. No, I have I'm sorry, so sorry. I have a failure here on my program, of course, for the day. So let me.
Do you want to? Shall we do the video recording from Atakila till then?
Yeah,
that'd be super. That'd be great.
And maybe you want to email that PPT over to the team,
Yeah.
Dan, in case. Yeah.
Okay, so I think since Mr. Achikela, the CEO of Badwani Foundation, couldn't join us today, but he still wanted to be part of the program and give his thoughts as well. He's recorded a small video for us, and I will quickly share that and
That'd be great.
And maybe you want to email that PPT over to the team, Dan, in case.
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
Okay, so I think since Mr. Achikela, the
Hello,
CEO
everybody.
of Badwani Foundation, couldn't join us today, but he still wanted to be part of the program and give his thoughts as well. He's recorded a small video for us, and I will quickly share that. And I'm sorry, I could hear only my voice, so I'm sorry.
Yeah, same here. You were going in the loop, Pratna. And maybe you want to email that PPT over?
No, we could hear both the voices.
I don't know.
You have your
So I think since Mr. I don't know what's getting recorded. Just a second.
Dan, you've broken the entire system.
Wait a minute. I wasn't even sharing my screen.
I don't know what you did, man.
Pratha, do you have that live streaming YouTube?
I think the live streaming is playing in the background for you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, I think we are good now. It was a fault at my end. The live streaming was going on at the back. Sorry about that. Okay, definitely I'm learning new things here. So just give me a second, everyone.
Hello, everybody. A very good morning to all of you from sunny California. I wish I could join live. Unfortunately, the timing did not work out. So first of all, I want to thank all of you for participating in the program and especially participating in it in full vigor. I know our team of Dan Kranzler and Ajay Batra put together a significantly stringent program with lots of assignments, and you kept up with it. So thank you for doing that and really appreciate all your efforts. You know, both of our customers are startups, and we all know that the journey of a startup is a very, very tough journey. I equate the journey of a startup to that of an Olympian. They work extremely hard for many, many years. They make many sacrifices, but they are not alone. They, in their success, behind their success are a set of coaches. And you are an example of the initial coach for the startup and the startup journey. So the value that you bring to the startup, especially in the early days as a coach, is phenomenal. And I think startup comes in, you know, they come in all shapes and sizes. Their challenges and opportunity are also very discrete. And more importantly, it's also, they live in a very dynamic environment. So these challenges and opportunities also change rapidly. And that makes the job of an incubator and incubator manager or the incubator coach a very, very tough one as well. As it is, a single startup has enormous challenges. Now, when you combine 15, 20 of them or 30 of them every 6 months to handhold them, it becomes even more tough. So AIM and Ramanan from the Niti Aayog, as well as Anjani from Gates Foundation, had this foresight to sort of put together a program to train incubator managers and support them. And we at the Wadhwani Foundation were more than happy and delighted to support in that journey. One thing all of us should remember is that what we are engaged in is creating an army of job creators. And especially if you look at India today, where India is a country full of youth, every year somewhere between 8 million and 10 million youth are going to seek jobs. And so we need an army of incubators. And this is what you as an incubator manager are enabling. So you are making a phenomenal impact, not only in providing job to the youth, but also in accelerating the economy of India through the jobs that these startups and entrepreneurs create. Talking about jobs, this is where Wadhwani Foundation also comes in. Our mission is to empower as many families around the world with at least one individual with a family supporting wage. And to do that, we have a variety of initiatives, and one of them is the Venture Fast Track. The Venture Fast Track program is where we work with idea stage and growth stage startups, and essentially try to minimize their failure rate and sort of drive towards first survival and then thriving of these startups. And the way we are trying to do that is by building solutions, building technology solutions, where every startup needs to analyze their business periodically to understand where exactly they have challenges, where exactly they have growth opportunities, prioritize those so that they can focus on the ones that give the best bang for the buck, and then help them in execution of those challenges or opportunities through projects. To enable to do that, we are providing technology tools for doing business diagnostics. We are providing tools to prioritize what projects to work on. And then as they enter into executing on these projects, we are providing them tools, case studies, videos, but most importantly is we want to provide a platform for them to be able to connect to experts. And these experts can be either mentors, paid or pro bono, advisors, service providers like tax accountants or legal folks, all of them curated by us on the platform, and the entrepreneurs rate each other. Entrepreneurs rate the experts. That way the good guys bubble up and the entrepreneurs can access the best mentors through this rating system. So that's what we are building and providing. To execute that, we are seeking the help of incubators. So our partners in this journey are all the incubator managers. We train the incubator managers on all of our solutions first. And then for those that are interested, and even in the iCREST program, those that show interest are willing to commit to invest in the resources, we handhold them through a first set of cohort and train them, coach them to do this on their own. And we are happy to provide them all of our solutions, our team support them, and we can do that for perpetuity. And given we are a nonprofit, we don't charge for these services. So I hope a lot of you would sign up for this, and collectively you and us can make an impact in creating an army of job creators that will help the country. With that, I once again want to thank AIM and the team, including Ramanan, thank Gates and Anjani for the support. And I want to thank the Vadhwani Foundation team for putting together a fabulous program to support you. So thank you for your time, and enjoy the rest of the day. See you soon. Bye.
So I think it's very clear, most of our incubators resonate to job creation and support to entrepreneurship. That's definitely what our CEO is also mentioning. So I think all of us are working very closely in the same direction and looking forward to supporting the larger economy and the growth of the program itself. So I know we are running out of time, and we have some of our participants who would like to give some testimonials, but since Mr. Ramanan and Mr. Anjani is on the call, we would like to do a bit of their bit first, and then we'll definitely come back to the testimonials. And so Dan, if you would like to quickly.
Yeah, so Prathna, thank you. And thank you all for being here and listening. One of the things that we teach when we teach our Pitch Perfect program is sometimes technology happens and you deal with it. So I have a great slide presentation you can imagine, perfectly executed. And instead, you're going to see my face, my conversation briefly for 5 minutes. And my purpose is just to give a little reflection on what we've accomplished during this time. And it's really quite remarkable. This is a master class in collaboration. And this is 20 years of thought and testing and 7 years of development of the Wadhwani Venture Fast Track program. But it's really been the last year and a half of a collaboration of partners, of bringing in the ecosystem, all of the Niti Aayog, AIM, iCREST team, the Gates Foundation, and many others to put together a really profound interaction and program for a group of very capable and competent incubators. This particular cohort we're doing 4 different cohorts. This cohort's unique because many of the cohort members are as experienced as we are in executing startup process, incubation, acceleration, and funding. And so they have been providing as much input to each other and to us as we have been giving to them. What I'd like to point out to those observers in this program is that incubation seems fairly simple, but it's incredibly complicated. It's like a watch, and inside the watch tells time. Pretty simple, straightforward. But the thing that's really relevant is inside are a series of functions and gears and jewels that have to run and mesh perfectly. There are hundreds of them hidden underneath the simple face of the watch. And we are seeing that in these incubators that we've spent time with. So over the last 12 weeks, we've done a whole series of things. There were 2 primary objectives here. One is these incubators that are highly experienced in this cohort wanted to get new best practices and new understandings of what people are doing in the marketplace, in the world, globally, and how they could build a stronger incubator with incubators that are 10 years old and longer, and share those best practices with each other. And at the same time, go back to the basics and look and make sure that the hundreds, dozens of items that they are doing are optimized and are accessing the newest and best possibilities of technology. We do it through a series of programs that we put together that are these incredible canvases. We have an incubator canvas where the incubators really go and look at detail in every aspect of what they do. And we have a program canvas that lets every incubator rethink and recalibrate all of the different program elements that they need to do, whether it's bringing in the right people, selecting the right people, supporting them in the right way, bringing in the ecosystem, and funding. And it's just quite remarkable for us to watch and observe. And we were going to show you some of the canvases, and I think the canvases reflect the quality of the people in this cohort and what they've achieved. And the canvases also represent the kind of program that's been developed together with Niti Aayog with the help of the Gates Foundation in both their support financially, but also their support in heart and practice. And the result is incubators that are not just being the best incubators in India, but are reaching as the best incubators in the world. So I am extremely humbled and proud to have worked with this group, and I will continue to offer my advisory services and investment dollars, because I think some really spectacular companies will come out of this program. So I'm going to leave my comments here. We can add some more in reflections later, but I just want to again thank both Gates and Niti Aayog, as well as the entire Wadhwani Foundation, more than 150 strong, and the team working here. And I'd love to hear some thoughts and reflections from our partners.
Thank you so much, Dan. If I could request Mr. Anjani Bansal from Melinda Gates Foundation to kindly share some words.
Yeah, thanks, Pratna. I just want to echo what Dan and Ajay said, about the program. This all started with a very strong vision from Mr. Ramanan and Ishita at the Atal Innovation Mission and the team there, Anish and others, on the role that Niti Aayog and AIM can play in essentially catalyzing the startup ecosystem in the country. And, in addition to what Ajay said about the critical role that that startups will play, are already playing in job creation, we also believe that some of the toughest problems that we are grappling with in the country, be it in healthcare, agriculture, financial services, the solutions to those problems will most likely come from the creativity and perseverance of entrepreneurs. So it becomes even more important for us to create the ecosystem that can support entrepreneurs. And I was really happy to see that in this cohort, more than the other cohorts, I think the emphasis on more specialized areas of startups, whether it is deep science or women entrepreneurs, startups based in tier 3 or tier 2 and tier 3 cities. I think, as a country, we are now perhaps positioned to take that next step, where we have a pretty strong startup ecosystem, but we now need to go a level or two deeper to further nurture that environment. And then, starting with that vision, we got fortunate to partner with Wadhwani Foundation. I think the expertise that Dan, Ajay, other members of the team bring to this program has been incredible. And I think we have benefited a lot from their global experience of decades that have gone into designing this program. And I really hope that going forward, we can codify this knowledge so that it stays within this ecosystem and can be passed on in future, and just doesn't end with this program. And lastly, I was really happy to see the energy and enthusiasm with which all the incubators participated. As we have seen, the incubators supported by Atal Innovation Mission are at different levels of maturity. And as much as we have learned from this program, I also think that and hope that incubators have learned from each other and will continue to do so. And creating that platform of sharing knowledge and experience is an important goal of this program. So with that, I just want to thank everybody who was involved in shaping this and continue to shape this, and wish everyone all the best. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Anji, for the kind words. Definitely, there's a lot of collaborations happening, and today the pitches definitely will bring in a lot more peer learning and support from each other. Thank you so much for your support, as always. If I could request Mr. Ramanan to say a few words, and of course, announce the launch of another initiative that we are working on closely. So, Mr. Ramanan.
Thank you, Pratna, and good morning to everybody who has logged on to the call. Always a delight, a pleasure, and a privilege for me to be able to address a gathering of incubators, startups, and this particular program, the AIM iCREST program, has been tremendously and most enthusiastically received by the entire AIM beneficiary community of Atal Incubators. And I first and foremost want to thank Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, Wadhwani Foundation, all the respectable members of these foundations, Anjani, Dan, Ajay, and Ajay Batra. All of you have played such an important role in making this program a resounding success. And when I look at it from a success point of view, it is not just running a program, but actually engaging with these incubators and their startups and making them understand what it is to make a world-class incubator, fostering world-class startups. That's been the objective of AIM iCREST. How do you build that capacity, and how do you create a robust ecosystem for our startups so that they can thrive and they can build themselves to be great impactors in the world of their choice, whether it is an agri-tech related startup, or whether it is a fintech related startup, or whether it's a transportation related startup, and how they can make an impact to the community and probably to the rest of the world. And I think what has happened over the last several cohorts that has been run, tremendous learnings have been received from each of the cohort. And these learnings have been applied to subsequent cohorts. And therefore, the program has gained both in maturity as well as in depth of content. It has been able to get valuable feedback from the mentors, the speakers, the people who were involved in this exercise. and thereby has become very rich in whatever it has been able to produce. And I'm sure, based on the feedback that I have received from all the incubators, participating incubators, as well as the startups and others who have been part of this entire exercise, the feedback has been so positive that this is going to have a very positive dividend in terms of what it is going to create in the world of startups from the Atal Incubator ecosystem. As a result of this, we are encapsulating the entire success stories as well as what goes into making a successful world-class incubator and a world-class startup in the form of an AIM iCREST success handbook. And that's going to be released soon over the next couple of months. And I'm deeply grateful to Vadvani Foundation, Venture Track, as well as Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation for partnering with us in this entire exercise. And the second is we're also going to be releasing a global incubator and accelerator best practices study. And this is going to actually take a study of 100 of the best incubators that I understand from the rest of the world. And it's going to encapsulate some of the best practices that have made them successful, both in their incubation as well as in their acceleration. And this is going to be a tremendous value to all our incubators, not only from the Atal Innovation ecosystem, but also to the rest of the incubators. We have, after all, a country with over 400 incubators today. And India is one of the fastest growing innovative nations of the world, as all of you are aware. And also, we have been able to create a huge mentoring network. And because of this mentoring network, not only from India, but also courtesy Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation and Vadvani Foundation, we have been able to enlist mentors from abroad. And all of these people have got tremendously enthused and interested in supporting the innovation ecosystem and the startups and the budding innovators. And this will also capture, in a manner of speaking, all the knowledge which has been gained through these mentors and their participation and their actual observation on ground of what has been happening in the incubator world. There is a tremendous amount of interest, not only in Atal Innovation Mission, but in the entire community of incubators and startups from India to see how India can rise to make an impact. And we are having, it is always important to be connected to this global set of best practices and incubators across the world so that we can learn from each other. In fact, the Atal Innovation Mission has engineered many international collaborations where global challenges are being rolled out. For example, we have an Indo-Denmark water challenge. We have with Sweden healthcare challenges, which we have launched. With Australia, we have launched in the circular economy. And now with France, we are having a program by which we are having innovation exchanges between startups from India as well as from France. And we also have a similar program with Singapore. And then with the Russian government, we have had at a student level innovation exchange programs. So these are very important because all of us are working towards common causes of creating a more sustainable planet where economic development and global development as well as socio-economic problems are going to be resolved. After all, the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals of the 17 goals that have been identified, if we do not pursue them and if we do not solve them, and if we do not leverage innovation and entrepreneurship and startups to be able to address them, then we will not have a great planet to live on. And all of this will become unsustainable. So I want to thank all the participants for your contribution to the ecosystem. You are the pioneers from India who are trying to take your startups to the next level of performance and impact. And that is what we all need. And I want to thank all our partners here today who have been involved, who are involved in this particular exercise voluntarily. You know, this Atal Innovation Mission initiative, while it is having a huge support from the government in terms of grants and so on and so forth, AIM has always been looking upon this program or all its initiatives, not from a grant-making perspective. That was never the objective. That was never our approach. Our approach was, how can we be an enabling ecosystem partner? How can we be a participant in this innovation revolution that is happening in our country? How can we ensure that the grant is just a very small aspect of the value that Atal Innovation Mission can bring to the entire ecosystem? And this is not possible without partners like Bill and Melinda Gates, Wadhwani Foundation, Venture Fast Track, and all the other corporate partners who have got involved in this exercise. And I really deeply want to thank them. And this, I think, is the main difference between many of the earlier government initiatives and this particular initiative. This collaborative approach, various stakeholders getting involved, whether it is from government, academia, whether it is from private sector, NGOs, civil society, or whether it is from the central government. They coming together and making our incubators succeed and global best practices made available. That is what is going to make the difference to the performance of every startup and the performance of every incubator in the ecosystem. And once again, my deep thanks to all of you for having enabled this and ensured this. I'm looking forward to the release of these handbooks, both the Incubator Success Handbook and the Global Practices for Incubators and Accelerators. And I'm sure this will bring tremendous change in our entire ecosystem. All the very best. Thank you so much. And my particular congratulations to all the participants today who have presented. I will definitely have an opportunity to visit you, and I will over the next couple of months, even as the COVID-19 crisis comes to an end and we start moving around and meeting each other. And I look forward to that immensely. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Raman. That was a wonderful ending a speech to a lot of hard work, and your heart and soul that has driven the whole vision of this process, combined with the vision from the Gates Foundation and the actions of your AIM team, which has been really spectacular, and the Wadhwani team, as well as the mentors, the super mentors that are on this program as well, has really combined. Again, this is a absolutely, if you go back and you think in the business schools and you say, what is it you want to try to achieve in a business case? You want to create a masterclass in collaboration. And this has really been what it is. And it's been through your vision, this has happened. So, my deepest appreciation, Dhanyavad. Thank you for helping us out. And it would be nice to get some reflections from some others in the program to hear how they've gone. Ajay Batra, I know I'd love to hear your thoughts as having coming in and taken over and advancing the program for Wadhwani and others.
And we have some of our participants who would like to share their thoughts. We have reached out to them before, so maybe we could do that and then open it up for the rest of the people to join in. So Amit, you want to quickly give us your feedback? A few minutes.
Yeah, I'll be brief. Thanks, Prarthna. iCREST has been a great learning opportunity. I think it's important to put incubators in the spot, and we saw that today. It gave us that butterfly feeling that's helpful to empathize with startups. The learning programs, the deep sense of inputs that we get, and the super mentor contributions, they have all been very helpful. They have helped us take pivot versus perseverance decisions and chart out our next journey directions. So thank you, team iCREST. Thank you, everyone who has helped put this together.
Thank you so much, Amit, for the super enthusiastic participation in all the sessions. So thank you so much. I think in addition to the leaders running the incubators, there's a lot of support that comes from the larger leadership from the incubator, that is the board members. We have Mr. Ravi Narayan from T-Hub who's joined us today, and maybe you could share some of your thoughts, Ravi, if you're on the call.
Yep, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, Ravi.
Yeah, hi, good afternoon. Hi. So congratulations to all the incubator managers, to Dan, to Ajay, both Ajays, and of course, all the other associated members. So this is a very important day, primarily because incubation management was not something that we took very seriously. We thought just the very fact that we have the people who are seasoned enough to be running these incubators, that's good enough for us to, make an impact in the startup journey. It's turning out to be much more than that. As the Indian startup ecosystem and other ecosystems evolve, just the sheer experience of having done a startup or having worked with an incubator prior isn't sufficient enough. So our own experience at T-Hub, Naveen Alluri, who is managing our program, he's been a past entrepreneur, and he said, what is there for me to learn from iCREST that I can't already bring to the table, through my experiences of having done a startup, not just in India but in the US as well. And he was trying to find ways of bunking the program. And when he heard Dan, he says his entire mind shifted to saying, okay, there's a lot more to it than just doing the work that he's been doing primarily through his own understanding and experiences. There are methodologies, there are techniques, there are tool sets, there are various learnings that has been encapsulated by um this program, and that's something arms us to bring these incubator managers not just to hit the ground running, but also create world-class entrepreneurs here in India. So I think it's a very, very fruitful, very, very a timely collaboration that has come together to make this happen. And I look forward to being part of this journey going forward. So congratulations once again to everyone.
Thank you, Ravi.
Thank you so much, Ravi, for all the support as always. Thank you.
Thank you.
This entire journey is largely influenced by the super mentors who've been supporting us and the incubators so far. Every week, they've spent so much time with the incubators, listening to them, sharing their resources, sharing their connections, and of course, helping them pass through these challenges. So I have Mr. Venkat Raju, who's been a super mentor with Cohort 3. Venkat, if you could share some of your experience of being part of the program, please.
Sure. Good afternoon, all. It was a privilege to be part of this AIM iCREST program. Coming in, I was wondering, what is it I could add in terms of value, or what kind of interventions are appropriate to such seasoned incubation operators? And I was curious how the program leadership were approaching these mature incubators. Then I got to see up close the objectives of the program, the plan, and the curriculum. Clearly, a lot of thought had gone into designing this program for such an illustrious cohort. And it showed in the few weeks I've been interacting. My initial set of interactions were more about their track record, accomplishments, etc. Progressively over the schedule, my discussions moved on, were more and more about the future vision and the transformation needed to realize the vision. So towards the end of these discussions, it was more centered on specifics on what kind of transformation is required and what are the new goals, approaches, and the KPIs and so on. So I did see a step change in how each incubator was looking into the future and what needs to be done. Clearly, the program seems to have benefited them as they embark on this next phase of their journey. So again, I'm very thankful to be part of the program here. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Venkat. Thank you. Now that comes to the incubation aspect of what we've been doing so far, how much we've been working with the incubators and what we've been doing. But like I mentioned, our journey didn't end with the 12 weeks of doing the program or with the pitches. We've continued doing the startup program that we run, which is called the Startup Success Program with the incubators. I have Naved, who's part of the VFT team, who leads the program, and he's been working very closely with some of the incubators. So Naved, if you could quickly take us through what the program is and how the rest of the incubators will be part of it. Naved?
Thanks. Pratna, can you share the slide?
Yeah.
Okay. So good afternoon, everyone. I would like to give a quick overview of the Startup Success Program, which is powered by the VFT platform. We call it a Startup Success Platform. So currently 12 AICs and over 200 incubatees or the startups within these AICs are part of this program. Though it is an extension of the iCREST program, but the focus is more on the startups and on the managers who are dealing with these startups on the day-to-day basis. Okay, so there are 4 major key offerings of this program. So the number 1 is the launch readiness assessment. So as you can see on the screen, so this assessment helps the incubators to realize and assess the startups, right? So we provide this assessment tool to the incubators, and on the basis of the reports, as you can see, there are there are 6 major areas where this report focuses on. On the basis of these reports, on the individual report and as a whole, right, as a report, as a cohort report, from the trends you can decide, an incubator can decide what kind of a program they want to run for their entrepreneurs, and where are the major areas where they can there is a gap and they can fill it, right? So the second offering is the 20-week structured program, as you can see on the screen. So this program, so this is a customizable program. So as an incubator come with us and start using this assessment tool, they can decide what kind of a program they want to run. On the basis of that, they can decide in this 20 weeks or in 16 weeks what they want to do, right? So so it starts with the problem statement till the pitches for the investor. So it covers a lot of ground, and it is based on the 12 critical success elements. As you were part of this iCREST program, there were 15 critical success elements for you. For startups, there are 12 critical success elements. So the complete program is based on this these 12 critical success elements. On base of those 12 critical success elements, we have created some 35 toolkits. So so that the next offering is the main offering is the platform. Pratna? So this is the view of the platform. So on this platform, there are 35 toolkits, and based on these toolkits are based on these 12 critical success elements. So in this 20-week program, which we offer, which is a customizable program, we cover these 32 toolkits, 32 to 35 toolkits. And so you can see there are, these toolkits are kind of a self-learning kind of a module, which we call the digital mentoring toolkits. So as soon as we onboard the incubators with us, we onboard incubators and their incubatees on this platform. And as soon as they come to the platform, they can access all these toolkits, right? And the fourth offering is the another small training program for the startup success managers. We call them startup success managers, the managers who deals with the entrepreneurs very closely. So we have created a small training so that they can help the their incubatees as better mentors and facilitators, right? So that's all.
Thank you so much, Navid. So there's a lot more that unfortunately I had to cut short Navid's talk and ask him to keep it short, but definitely he would like to have one-on-one conversations with all of y'all and see how we can work with your startups and incubatees. Feel free to reach out to us and we'll take the conversation from there. So,
again, just as a reminder, on that platform, you know, there are many years of work in that platform, in the content, in the assessment process, in the management process. And the most important thing that was put in recently is the flexibility. So each of you as an incubator can make that platform yours, and you can adjust it with your existing programs, with your existing mentors. And this becomes additive and gives you a lot of capability. And it also helps you with programs for people who don't qualify for your program, but you can still give them something through this program. So please try it out, use it, give us some feedback, and let's see how we can make this powerful.
Thank you so much, Dan. Definitely. I think we have some of our incubators who've been using it, and definitely would like to listen from them as to how the experience has been for them. Shiba, if you're on the call. So Shiba is the CSC Shivnadar University. She was an alumni from previous cohort of iCREST. So they've started the startup program with their incubatees. So Shiba, if you could share quickly your journey, how it has been.
So hi everyone. So I was just going through the pitches and I recalled my experience with Dan, Ajay, those days of sessions together. So it was really nice, and I used to look forward for those sessions, and especially the super mentor sessions. That was really good. So my experience with Naved and his team and the VFT platform has been really good. So all this started when I raised some issue with the running of the cohort, and they started counseling me, and they suggested this program. And after knowing the content, it sounded to be pretty good. So as a training to this incubator, I think this is a good step, because there are terms and concepts which as a manager we need to be, though we know ourselves, like we know everything. That's what the feeling is with the managers and the leading team. But then there is always good to have some sessions like this where there is a enriching experience with instructors, and the pure learning, of course, where there are other incubators being part of it. And I actually was amazed to have this concept of a startup buddy. So that's amazing. So one of the startups who's called with us, and how we going to mentor them. So the whole of experience has been really good. So a couple of my team members are also part of it. I also keep joining the sessions because I find them really useful and full of learning, the instructors and people around them. So I'll really look forward and see what the next step is after finishing this, or take this journey for another couple of months with my startups. Thank you everyone. Thank you Pratna, thank you Naved, and of course the iCREST team here, the presenters and the instructors. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Shiva.
Thank you, Shiva. Thank you so much. So we heard from the person running the incubators. Now let's listen to the person who's taking all this into. So we have a startup, Erishil, who's part of AIC SMU TBI. So Erishil, you want to share your startup experience of being part of the program?
Yeah, am I audible?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, everyone. My name is Erishil Namarapum, and I am the co-founder and CEO of Niva Devices Private Limited. And we are based out of Manipur in the northeastern part of India. Basically, my background, I have around like 15 years of management consulting experience, and out of which I've also worked for about 9 years in the US, working for a big accounting firm. But I always wanted to come back to my hometown and do something, and I started my entrepreneurship journey along with my father as a co-founder in the January of 2020. So basically our startup DBI Devices is basically helping farmers monitor and manage their agricultural farm remotely with the help of a web and a mobile-based platform, and to improve agricultural productivity using precision agriculture hardware and software solution. So we joined AIC SAP TBI around September of 2020, right in the middle of the pandemic. But after joining the AIC, within just a period of just 1 month, we are given an opportunity to join the Wadhwani Foundation Venture Fast Track program, which has been like a life-changing training experience for us. Imagine trying to build a startup in the northeastern part of India on an emerging technology, and which has not been a very easy task. And sometimes we are overwhelmed by the challenges we face because of the lack of access and support system we have in our region. But thanks to the team of mentors and well-wishers from like SMU TBI and Wadhwani Foundation, it has been like a blessing for us. And special shout out to our incubation CEO, Dr. Tej Banta, incubation manager Pankaj, who are available with us 24/7 access. Every time we had an issue, they would basically get back to us. Special also to Naved and Rishabh for hand holding from Wadhwani Foundation. Like they were very patient in helping us in every step of the way. So the program is really helped us change our thinking and the thought process of how to run a startup and how to solve problems by like defining, interpreting, and formulating a systematic methodology to come up with a solution. So some of the discussion we had, like 5 Whys, 4 A's, and the Ishikawa diagrams, that really helped us redefine our problem statement for our startup to basically progress from not just another IoT startup to a bigger problem solving using IoT as a tool. The problem litmus test, the 12 critical success elements, they all help us basically try to solve the problems which we are worth solving and able to create like a sustainable business for ourselves. And the most important section of the program was the pitching session, which really helped us refine like how do you pitch in front of an investors, and those were very, very helpful at all. And very much also grateful to be part of this program right now. And I feel Dan, I mean, I've been watching his videos for the last 6 months. I feel like I know you already. Your videos have been very, very helpful and very, very insightful. And we are very, very grateful to SMU TBI for giving us this opportunity to join the Wadhwani Foundation and providing us a training program that included every aspect of how to build a scalable and sustainable startup. And we feel we are much more better equipped and where from before where we are, and we have at least a platform where we can basically progress from. So thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Eroshin. We look forward to working more closely. Thank you so much.
Thank you. It's a great pleasure to work with you.
So I think we're all waiting to listen to who the top 3 pitches have been. And thanks to the team on the back end to quickly put the scores together of all the jury members. And Dan, if you'd like to announce, I can.
Yeah. So first of all, again, congratulations. Giving a pitch in front of a group of people, especially under pressure, under time, is really an interesting challenge. It's hard to do. It really is. And the process also really informs you in how to continue to get better and better at pitch coaching your startups. And in time, as we continue to evolve the ecosystem in India and beyond, the ability to quickly articulate what your startup is and how they are and what they do and why they are unique and what you should remember, this is going to become very, very critical. And of course, underlying those pitches are what the whole startup is about. And your pitches really indicated what you were about. And I was really impressed with who you are and really humbled to be talking with you and keep feeling like you should be my teacher on many of these things. So the competition was quite close. As you saw, everybody was quite good, quite capable, quite experienced. And so we're going to announce the top 3, but again, everybody was really near the top, and the differences were literally, points, like 0.01 difference. So the top 3, a third was the Amrita TBI team. Congratulations on really a powerful, great presentation. Number 2, AIC T-Hub. Of course, you have a huge amount of experience, and you're right at the very top and just barely off of the top winner, which was AIC Sangam. So congratulations on your points rated the top, and it's very fun and exciting to see all that process happen with all of you. Prathna, over to you.
Thanks, Dan. Thank you so much, everyone. Definitely there's no winners, or everybody's doing, all of us are doing very good in our own space. And maybe it's just an experience when you speak to your startups as to how they do their pitches. That's the whole idea behind it. So I would like Mr. Ajay Batra to give the closing remarks and share his thoughts as well. Ajay?
Sure, and I'll keep it short. I know it's the end of a long session, but what an amazing session. I'm bowled over by the pitches. I'm bowled over by the conversations and insights. Some we heard today, others, of course, have been happening throughout. So congratulations to all for being part of the journey. Congratulations for your commitment, not just for the 12 weeks, but thereafter as well. I also want to acknowledge the fact that the AICs have committed many folks from within each AIC, from board members to incubator managers to CEO. And it takes a lot, right? There's so much happening in our world. So thank you for your commitment for the current cohort. And many AICs from previous cohorts have also been part of the journey. So thank you. This is a partnership that I think is the crux of the vision that we all are talking about. Listening to all the pitches and listening to the work, not just of this cohort, but others as well. I think our Atmanirbhar vision is in good hands. I think what we're trying to do in each of our incubators is so unique and exciting and so well timed given the world is and given where India is. So thank you once again. And all of these, of course, couldn't have happened without the vision and everyday focus from our Niti Aayog team. So Mr. Ramanan, thank you. Ishita, Anish, absolutely on the spot in terms of making sure we get the needle moving every single day. And of course, Anjani, who's I hope is still on the call, he continues to believe in us. He continues to nudge us forward and gives us this larger picture to pursue, which is larger change and better society for all of us, better world for all of us to live in. So thank you, Anjani. Our super mentors are on the call, as many people have cited that you have been these solid anchors around which work has happened over the last 12 weeks. And if I'm scaring you, work will continue happening for the next many weeks. So we'll look forward to having you engaged, available, connected, so that your insights are available, not just to these incubators, but perhaps more as we also expand our programs. Thank you, our super mentors. And last but not the least, the VFT, Vadhwani Foundation VFT team that has been working with you day in and day out. While you may see them for a few hours a week, let me assure you they're spending many hours into late nights, just making sure everything works okay. And even in spite of all that, we have these glitches, right? But that's okay. Really, big shout out to Pratna. As you're seeing, she has this wonderful smile, and her demeanor makes sure everything gets done the right way with the right energy. So thank you, Pratna. Meher has been out there, outstanding support and leadership to everyone. Naved, you just heard, continues to bring his passion and commitment to incubators and startups every single day. Amresh, who's on the call, you may not have heard from him, but helps us with almost everything that you see here. So thank you for being there. Arushi, making sure everything comes together so well, so nicely every single day. So folks, this team has been at it, will continue to be your partners as we go forward. But in all of this, we are led by our guru. And I just can't thank Dan enough for, it's not just insight, it's not just a global experience, it's not his love for startups and love for India that comes through, but I think his selfless commitment to how he goes about saying, hey, we're doing great, how can we do it better? This is fantastic, but how can we make it world-changing and world-class? So Dan, thank you for continuing to lead the way for all of us.
It's truly my pleasure and honor every day. I'm truly, deeply honored.
Great. So with that, thank you so much once again. Pleasure. And like I said, the journey only continues from this point on. As they say, right, graduation is like commencement of sorts. So it's commencing yet another stage of our conversations and partnerships. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ajay, for the ever supporting and being so nice. Thank you so much. If I could request everybody to switch on the cameras for just a minute. I think we need a virtual picture for sure. So it'd be great to have all of you all.
Yeah, you need multiple screenshots, no?
Yeah. Yeah. You'll have to sort of keep smiling, unfortunately.
Oh gosh.
I'll be taking, but.
Yeah, you should have a prize for the best smile on the group, right, Pratna?
I think Dan can say some jokes so that people keep smiling.
The funny thing, I was just thinking about that. We haven't had any good puns today at all. There's something wrong with this in that, we're not getting that sort of silly side of us, which is part of everything else we do.
By the way, your tech glitch was, I think, the best pun moment of the day we had.
So sorry, everyone. Capturing as much as possible. So just hang on there.
And as you're doing that, just continue to remind you that we are all available, all of the Vadhwani team, the AIM iCREST team, and I am personally available to look at opportunities, to be involved in pitch competitions and judging, in panels. Our platform is there for you, the handbook. Really, it's going to be, as things get more and more competitive and India moves up the ranks in technology and innovation, you're the leaders. You're the people at the thin edge of the wedge, and we want to be right there helping you hone your skills and capabilities to be as sharp and powerful as possible. So please make use of us whenever you can.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you.
It was a long smile, but thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a safe and happy Holi. Take care.
Thank you. Good
Thanks,
health,
everyone.
everybody.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.
Thank you. Bye. Bye, everyone.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.